This is Leslie of the Knit Girls. This is another lonely knit girl because Laura is at TNNA. So it's just me. And this is just going to be sort of a viewers' questions. I mentioned that I wasn't going to, or we weren't going to have a video cast to post this weekend because Laura is out of town and we didn't have time to record like we'd hoped before she left. So a bunch of people posted some questions that they wanted. They figured I could answer some questions. So here we go. So first, I'm just going to kind of show you what I'm working on and what I finished. First, what I'm working on, an object that you've seen a few times, the Norwegian rose socks. So I've turned the heel, finished the heel, and I've knit the remainder of the color work repeat that I was working on. So I've got 3 now. I finished this one tonight, the last 4 or 5 rows. And I did switch the colors, so this was the first one with green as the main color. This is the second with red as the main color. And it was a lot more confusing than I expected it to be to switch the colors because my brain had hardwired it one way, and then I ripped back so many times the first 4 rows that I ended up just going into Excel and recreating a chart with pink as one color and green as another color. So I've got 2 full color work repeats of the main chart left to go on this. I may or may not have it done by the next actual Knit Girls episode. So we'll see. If not, then I won't have any other knitting related stuff to show y'all. So that's been my knitting, and I've been crocheting. So I've been married before. My ex-husband's family we still see a lot because, you know, I have a son who has a grandma. So just because we're not married anymore, she still spends time with them, and that's great. And her other son, Jeremy, finally got married to his fiance of, like, I don't know, 8 years or something. And they're already established. They already have a house. They've already been, you know, living together for forever. And so they sent out they went and got married in Tahoe, and nobody was there. It was just them and a priest, and I thought that was awesome. And so they sent out a little invite that said, you know, come to our party on June whatever. Don't worry about bringing us a present, just come, your presence is present enough. So I thought that was neat. They didn't bother, you know, showing any registries or any of that, so I decided I was just going to knit them something small. So the little doily thing I've been making, if you follow the blog, is for them. It's like a bowl, and I've actually starched it and I laid it over the bowl last night, but it takes like 2 or 3 days to dry, so that's not ready to show y'all yet. But I've been working on dishcloths to put in there with it. And I found a pattern. It's called the basket weave dishcloth, and I'll link it in the notes if I think about it. And just some sugar and cream in this basket weave crochet now. So this is what it gives you, a nice stretchy fabric and a nice scrubby feel to it. And they take about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes at most. And I've made 3 of them. And I think I made these 2 tonight, and this one I think I made yesterday. And they're nice, good, quick gratification projects, and I actually really like the fabric of them, so I might make some for me, maybe. So that's my crochet progress. I don't know, I think 3 is probably as many as I'm going to make for them, and maybe throw in some little soaps or something. So that's it. And more on the crochet front, I finished my walden. So this is what it looks like. I'll stand up over here. So it's very long. It's actually long enough to tie back here and wear it that way. So I'm pretty happy with it. It was really quick. I think it took 4 days, maybe 5 days to knit. So or crochet. I'm so programmed to say knit. So that was it. That's my only finished object I have. So now on to our viewer question segment. And first I just kind of want to say that I think it's really funny that people, not funny, but weird, I guess, that people actually ask my opinion on things like, you know, do you think this is a well-written pattern, or do you think that this would work with this? And while I'm very flattered and always happy to answer it, I guess maybe people get the impression that I'm a better knitter than I am. I'm really not. I've only been knitting about 3 years, and it's mainly competition with other people that makes me knit the more difficult things. It's not because I'm very skilled, because I'm really not, but I'm very flattered that people have asked me these questions. So, tea. It is actually about 1 in the morning on Sunday morning. I just left work a little bit ago, and I'm going to have to do this in segments because there's a whole lot of spinning questions, and I'll do that in the morning, but I have to actually lug my wheel upstairs, and it's heavy. So I'm going to do question stuff tonight and then spinning stuff tomorrow, so I'll be in a different outfit when it's the spinning time, and it won't be 1 in the morning. So, alright, so the first questions were from Sarah Bees and Karen. My favorite pattern I've knit and my least favorite pattern that I've knit. So I've already said before what my favorite pattern that I've personally knit, and it's not because the pattern necessarily, but because it's my favorite finished object, is a shipwreck, which has enabled a few people to knit their own, which is awesome. So I can never get enough of showing this thing off. It is my favorite finished object of all time, at least at present. So that's my favorite. And it's made out of Woolmaza lace in the Arlene colorway. My least favorite is a tie, and kind of a tie for the same reasons. Now, I don't want anybody to get upset because none of these are the fault of the pattern. It's just, the first one, jaywalkers. Now I've knit a full pair and then a half a pair. I don't consider it an unfinished object because I will never, ever knit the mate to this sock. The yarn is Black Bunny Fibers. It was a Obama colorway. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was one that she sold, and the proceeds, or part of the proceeds, went to the Obama campaign forever ago. And I just hate this pattern because I suck at making things fit correctly, which ties into a later question. And this seems to take forever to me. Just this 2-row repeat takes forever, in my opinion. And I really don't know why, because it's not that bad, but I don't know. There's no logical reason. I hate knitting jaywalkers. And again, not the fault of the pattern. The pattern is written perfectly well. It even tells you about the gauge issues, so I don't know why, I just dislike it. The other is the capote. So this one I've done 3, I think. This one is done in Woolmaza Loenzon, which is sort of a green and light yellow. And while I love the colorway, I'm probably actually going to rip this out and knit something else with it because it doesn't suit this pattern very well, in my opinion. And I hated knitting this so much that it comes with bad juju. So, again, not the fault of the pattern, and I feel like I have to say that over and over because I don't want anybody to say, oh, Leslie thinks this is a horrible pattern. It's not the case at all. It's so boring to me. And I really don't know why. I mean, the dropping the stitches part is super fun, and I really enjoyed that, but I don't know. I just like it. I guess I don't have to have a reason. I just dislike it. So that's my other least favorite. Knitnax asked, how can I knit without looking at my work? I can't all the time. And Laura is better at it than I am, but it's just if it's stockinette or rib or something that I've been working on for a long time, like if I was knitting the capote, I could probably knit on it without looking at it after the setup rows. I have good muscle memory, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I've heard people, or I've talked to people on Ravelry who can knit in the movies. Like, they can watch a movie at the theater and knit. And I can't fathom that. Plus, my fiance would probably kick me. But, I don't know. I mean, if it's stockinette socks, absolutely. I don't have to be paying attention to it. It just comes with practice, I guess. I mean, I'm sure, you know, other folks out there can. And feel free to leave comments and say what helps you, you know, do that. So, another question from Darth Knitter. Tammy. She asked for a demo of the photography process and what I use everything for, which I'll be happy to do, but just not tonight. So I'm going to leave that on my ongoing list of things to put on the video cast. So that's coming, but it's not coming tonight.